Do you think how clients get fleeced is by asking them to replace it entirely rather than repair?
Exactly. That's where you get fleeced, and you may not even know about it, right?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And today we have Faiz Khan, who is a certified air crash investigator, a talented photographer and a videographer. He also is an aeronautical engineer by education, and he helps his dad in his garage, which is called Wheelocity, a garage that I go to and I highly recommend as well. Faiz, welcome to Million Opinions.
Yes. So good to be here and pick my brains.
So let's start with the garage.
Okay.
Okay. From an aeronautical engineer, you are helping your dad.
Yes. So I would say the garage started first before the aeronautical journey took place. So the garage was around since 2003. I was just 12, 13 years at that time. And so dad was the main one who was handling the garage, and I used to go help him out every day after school. So that's where the interest came into mechanics, fixing stuff, you can say. Because you used to go there, the mechanics, all the parts were on the floor, and then they put it back together. That was very intriguing and a lot of fun. It was not Wheelocity back then. It was a very tiny garage. It was named after my brother. It was called Faiz Khan Auto Repairing in Dera.
Okay.
Very tiny place. Used to do very minimal repairs, tires, brakes, suspensions. And somewhere down in 2010 or 11, it was in a residential area. So we had to actually move out of the area because of the new municipality laws, regulations, cannot have garages in such areas. So dad wanted to wind down, take a break, and he just wanted to shut shop. But Feroz and I had another idea. We thought of opening in a bigger scale, doing a full-fledged repair rather than just what we were used to. And that's how Wheelocity came about. So we moved to Gises, got a bigger space, and since then we've expanded in the same area. So now we are a full-fledged workshop. We do all kind of repairs, body work, tires, batteries. You know how it is.
Most of the people that I know, they think, okay, now you know what, we're going to go to the garage and they're going to fleece us because we don't know about stuff.
I can tell you what Wheelocity was. The idea behind it was a lot of our friends felt the same way. They were being fleeced by the garages, dealerships. So we felt that there was no place where, people could trust. And that's what we want to bring about. So we are still a family-run business. Whoever comes to the garage, 90% of it knows me, dad, mom, or my brother. So the trust factor is always there, and we maintain that. So we don't want to go away from the family running model because people, even though they don't have anything to repair, they just come, they have a chat. If they're passing by, they stop by. So it's kind of like a place where people want to go to. They just want to hang out. Those car enthusiasts, they come and they just spend a couple of hours, they're just chit-chatting. So I think that's where we build the trust factor. And if we can offer good service as well, it's a win-win for both.
A good service is something that I can definitely vouch for because whenever I have very little time and, I drive around places for work and I cannot leave the car for too long because I take my equipment with me. And I just have to give a call to the garage and I'm taken care of. They say, you know what, we will look at what needs attention quickly and then we give you your car as soon as possible. And then when you have time, come for the rest, which is very much, based on my comfort, which I really enjoy. I really do.
Yeah.
Many people think is if I go outside the dealership, the warranty expires.
Not really. So if a lot of dealerships do tell you that the warranty gets void if you repair your car outside, not anymore. If you actually use genuine parts, which we do, your warranty is still valid. As long as you don't modify the car, the electrics, or the engines, and you just keep it to the standard manufacturer recommended repairs, your warranty is still valid. Why go to an independent garage is you know what's going into your car, you know what's happening. If you give your car to a dealership, you're just bound by what they tell you or what the service advisor tells you. They tell you that we're going to change all this and it's either a yes or a no. Either you agree to it or you don't. But small garages like ours, you're free to walk in. You can see what's going on. You can have a look. You know what parts are going in. So that trust factor is always there. So I think that's how a lot of family-run businesses get through here in Dubai. Every time you come in, you know what's going in your car, what we recommend. If we say it's not needed now, you can always come in. But I don't think that's the case with dealerships because my car has gone to the dealership as well many times. And every time it's always a different story. And recently I had a bill of around 19,000 from the dealership, which I'm sure if I could do it at my garage or any other garage, it would be a lot less. Unfortunately, this repair required manufacturer's software updates. So it had to be done at the dealership.
Do you think how clients get fleeced is by asking them to replace it entirely rather than repair?
So I would say the fleece culture here is about meeting targets rather than just getting the job done or just repairing it. So most of the service advisors at dealerships have an X target to reach. So they only get there if you replace the parts, whether it actually needs replacement or not. Like you said, 80% of the time you could repair the part if it's just a part that's broken and just needs a small rubber bush. Instead of replacing the part for 5,000, you can just change the bush for 100 dirhams. Exactly, that's where you get fleeced, and you may not even know about it, right?
That's true. Not saying that everybody across the board is trying to fleece. There are agencies that are good, but then there are also the other ones. That's why I wanted to have you on the show and probably ask you, what are the ways that we can take care of our vehicles by ourselves?
Okay, so most of the time people do go to an agency only because they tell them that the warranty gets void. Simple things like tires, brakes, battery, even if it's your car is under warranty or a service package, you still can get these repairs done outside. Like you said, not everyone is out to fleece. There are good dealerships and there are good people working at the dealership. Things that you can look out for is just follow the maintenance schedule, and it's all available online. So if they recommend, they tell you that at 30,000 X things need to be changed, you can cross-reference that with the guide online. Most of the time they just tell you because, like I said, they have targets to meet. So if they say this filter and fuel filter needs to be changed, it may not need to be changed at that service. It could be done maybe after 10 or 15,000 kilometers. The tools are available online. If you can just download them online, cross-reference what they tell you, do a bit of study, and it avoids you getting fleeced.
You said you worked in a corporate field.
So I worked with Emirates for about 10 years. Emirates had a program back in 2007. It was an apprenticeship program, and I joined as an apprentice. I was a junior mechanic. So straight after school, joined Emirates, trained there for 2 years, became a mechanic, and that's how, like I would say, mechanics was always part of me. And from the garage, then transitioning into aviation, it was a good experience. And why aviation? I would say it was always, there was a show on National Geographic called Air Crash Investigations. It used to come, I think, once a month on TV, or I used to find episodes on YouTube. It was always fun. Like I said, I always like fixing stuff. So air crash was a very interesting part. And I think after I was in Emirates for 8 years, I decided to become a crash investigator. So there was this course in LA, which I wanted to study, and then started doing the courses, the modules, and that's how I became a crash investigator. Then after a year after that, they had another program for photography, crash photography. That was also a very interesting module. I don't think I was cut out for the corporate world. It was definitely an amazing learning curve, but just the constant monotony of day in, day out, same thing was not for me. And I always wanted to pursue something on my own, which was the start of Wheelocity, and which has transitioned into last minute production as well. Emirates was an amazing experience. It taught me a lot. I've learned the lessons and I've implemented those in my day-to-day business. So definitely was a fun learning experience, but I think it was time to move on.
So you also are a photographer and a videographer, and you work with LMP, Last Minute Productions.
Yes.
Tell me, how did that happen?
So photography was instilled in me and my brother at a very young age. Our granddad, he was a film photographer, and he always tried to get us into, following that same passion. I picked it up very late as compared to my brother. He started at a very early young age. So I would say more than my granddad, I learned from Feroz a lot of things about photography. So the interest developed close to the end of 2015 or 16, I would say. This was a time when Instagram picked up. A lot of photo walks were happening, and I kind of felt that I was missing out on a lot of things because I had a corporate job at that time. So because of work schedules, I was not able to go. So then I started learning at home. I was like doing product shots at home and all that. And YouTube was a good guide. And I used to keep picking Feroz's brains at that time. He gave me a camera, taught me how, the functions work, the settings, everything. And after that, I would say Instagram also piqued my interest. You always get a good feeling when your photos get liked, shared, people commenting on it. That gets addictive, actually. From there, that's how the freelance journey started, where people started approaching me, brands started approaching me. can you do this shoot for us? Can you take some photos for us? And it was the same for Feroz and our childhood friend Croydon, who is also a co-founder at Last Minute Productions. We used to do photo walks, freelance photography. And then back in 2019, we're just like, why don't we just set up a company, take on bigger clients? And that's how the journey started. And we also have Madonna, who is Croydon's wife, who works as the creative director for us and also a co-founder. And it's been close to 5 years now. And now we're doing bigger productions, a lot of video work, documentary film. That's how LMP has expanded. So it started as a hobby, which has become a profession today.
Okay, so 4 co-founders. You're one of them. So tell me, what does Feroz do at LMP?
Feroz is our main photographer. He handles most of the photography work today. He is a professional photographer in sports is his domain, sports photography. He does a lot of events. So he handles all the photography work. He is also the main technical skilled person. So all the gear that needs to be bought, all the research, he also writes. He's a tech reviewer. So if any new gear is coming up, he's a go-to person. And he's the one who tells us we should buy this, we should invest in that.
He is very helpful, by the way. He is the one who's also guided us when we started Million Opinions, Anurag and I. He was the one to guide with in terms of camera, in terms of the editing software, and such a helpful person.
Yeah,
such a very helpful person. So yeah, I think a lot of learning that I did was from him. And I was also told that he's the only professional photographer who's not affiliated with any media house.
Yes, he is the only one. Similar to us, his journey was also from freelance. So he was never affiliated with any media agency to start with. And I think he's continuing that journey as well now. But he can definitely give you more insights on that.
And Croydon's role?
Croydon's the main videographer, video editor. He started off as a photographer as well, but his interest kind of diverted him into videos. And he creates some amazing videos, lovely edits. So he's our main video guy.
And Madonna?
Madonna does most of our creative direction. She does all the pre-production of the shoots, all the planning, script work, ideas. So she's the creative person. And we kind of just do everything what she tells us.
Okay. And what about you, Faiz? What do you do? What do you specialize in?
I do a bit of both. My main interest is photography, but I also handle video edits, photo edits. But if it comes to photography, I would stick to photography any day.
Say, for example, a client wants a photographer, maybe for the school or maybe for their company. You can do that one as well?
Yes, we do. So we do have a lot of corporate clients today. Some of them are schools. So we worked with a lot of schools, photography, video work. We create small corporate videos, social videos, including photography as school headshots, school profile, real estate photos. So our portfolio has branched out over the years. We've gained a lot of experience in the last 5 years. So I think we can tackle different scenarios today.
Well, and you are a student of UAE. You studied over here. So you know most of the schools, don't you?
Yes. Dubai is always home. No matter where you go, you always want to come back here. Grew up here. It's a lot different today than what it is. You definitely know that. So yes, we do know the scenario here, how it is, how different schools operate, how different businesses operate. I think we have slightly an upper hand comparison to a lot of other agencies that are coming in from abroad. So we know how to cater to, the local feel.
Your advice to youngsters who want to take this up as a career, photography, videography, and the creative side?
Not just this field, youngsters who want to do what they want to pursue, I think they should always do it, try it, master it, practice it, always believe in what you do, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I will always welcome new people joining the field, either it's photography or getting into cars, aviation. Always go, whatever makes you happy, always do that.
If anyone wants to learn from the founders of LMP, do you think internship is something that your company offers?
We don't offer any such internships, but we are always open to teaching. So we do offer, we've affiliated with a lot of photography schools where we teach. We always love teaching. We have had interns at some events, but if anyone has anything who wants to learn from us, we are always, all 4 of us are willing to teach. That is something that we believe in, and that's how we learned. by others teaching us, and we're always happy to share knowledge.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time, Faiz. It was an amazing learning experience for me.
Likewise, and it's always fun to talk to you.